Namaskaram, EuGURU.
Namaskaram, madam. Greetings, viewers.
EuGURU, this bird flu is cropping up again. Does it affect even the mammals? Can you tell us about it?
Bird flu.
Yeah.
So, I think all chicken lovers will be having a tough time again. Actually, once last time when this bird flu was in a sort of, it was in very rampant sort of. So, at that time we were in college. So, in a hostel, no, the chicken rate had come to I think some 20 rupees or 25 rupees, I guess.
Okay.
Okay, at once upon a time, about 10 years back. So at that time the chicken rate was about I think 100 rupees or so. But because of this bird flu, the fear surrounding it, the cost had dropped down to 20 rupees or even less. So at that time in our hostel, we had only chicken.
Okay.
So breakfast also we used to make this chicken soup, lunch also like some chicken gravies, masalas and all that, and evening also we used to have chicken. So nothing happened to us. We were all fine only. So first of all, no madam, what you should understand is flu is a virus basically. So virus needs a certain temperature, a certain environment for it to survive.
Okay.
Regardless of the bird flu epidemic or pandemic or whatever it is, if a person eats raw chicken flesh, okay, raw chicken flesh, a person happens to just bite it and eat it, regardless of the pandemic, he will end up with avian flu. Okay, the virus is always there. It's not that suddenly it comes up, then suddenly it goes away. No, viruses are always present, but at what environment they become active, that is important for us. You forget avian flu, madam, just take your own cold flu viruses. All the viruses possible that you can think of are right here next to your nostrils. Okay, the entire virus family only is there. But why you don't keep getting cold? So you are supposed to get cold throughout the year, right? Why don't you get cold then? You may get maybe once or twice in a year. Or even if a person with low immunity may get around 6 times a year. So why you don't get it often? The virus is there, right? You can't eliminate the virus. That's why I told some time back about the COVID virus. You can't eliminate. COVID virus is right now still there, but it is not affecting you. So all that talks about herd immunity and all that, let's leave that aside. Basically, your human immune system, that is what will protect you from any virus, whether it's bird flu, whether it's COVID, a common flu, anything.
Okay.
So coming back to chicken, I think chicken is one of the most affordable proteins that you can consume.
Yeah.
And sometime back, I think you'd have heard, madam, like they induce these hormones, hormone injections.
Yeah, right.
They give antibiotics to the chicken because they are all brought up. The broiler chicken, I'm talking about the broiler chicken, but even the country chicken. So it's all the same, madam. After a while, it's all grown in the same way only. Maybe the broiler chicken is in a much more dense environment. So there are chances of more communicable diseases, which is among chicken. Nothing is going to happen to humans. Okay. So all this talk about antibiotics, even that, it's kind of nonsensical. Because madam, I'm sure you would have had medicines, right? Medication you would have taken some medication over the past 4-5 years.
Yeah.
So what do you think is the most expensive medication that you have taken?
I think antibiotics.
Obviously. An antibiotic you have to take in a course, right?
Yeah.
And anytime they are the most expensive medication. If you go to any pharmacy, so generally they will cost at least 10 to 15 times more than the regular tabs. In that case, imagine in a poultry farm there will be how many? 1 lakh chicken. Can they take antibiotic and keep injecting, madam? Or even if they put it in their feed, let them put that antibiotic in the feed also. For the antibiotic to be effective, a certain dosage is required.
Okay.
So to cater to all those 1 lakh chicken, they have to spend a huge money. then how can they sell the chicken for 200 rupees per
Yeah,
kg?
that's practical.
It's nonsensical. Simply just because somewhere someone said there's antibiotic, okay, antibiotic. Crowd mentality, madam. If somebody says something, no, whether it's right or wrong, we don't know. We just want to follow it first.
Yeah.
Afterwards, we'll realize and we'll say, okay, adu tappappa, adu, it's one. So, first, think rationally. Think logically, not even rationally, madam. Many of us are unable to think rationally. At least logically, let us think. For a person to invest so much on antibiotics and then give the same chicken on 200 or 250 rupees per kg, how will he work out the profits? Another thing, hormone injections. See, a chicken generally takes a certain period for it to grow and mature, okay, and to lay eggs. And now some people, even eggs, no madam, they consider it as non-vegetarian, because they are produced without the mating part. So the hen, no, without mating, it lays eggs. So those are considered as vegetarian eggs. Regardless of that, there was a few years back, no, there was a talk that these hen eggs also contain lot of these hormones which young girls are consuming, and then they are reaching puberty earlier than expected. All these stupid talks. Again, madam, hormonal injections are some of the most expensive injections or medication around. So for a person to forget 1 lakh chicken means eggs means it will be 10 lakhs. So can you imagine how it gets diluted?
Right.
And moreover, beyond all this, again, I think my doctor friends will be they will be completely against what I am going to talk now. Our human body is evolving, madam.
Okay.
I think a few days back, no, I just saw that in our brain, a human brain, the microplastic level is increasing.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So what is the result of that study or whatever you call it? So common people will begin to panic.
Yeah.
Hey, plastic use ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದಪ್ಪ, my brain ಹೋಗುತ್ತಂತೆ. So people are so kind of naive. They tend to believe anything and everything. So basically, our body, coming back to what I wanted to say, our body is constantly in an evolving process.
Okay.
So, for example, our great grandfather's grandfather, that is around 10 generations ago, if that generation comes and lives here, with this pollution, with this kind of plastic bottled water, with this kind of processed meat and all that, they will not survive even for 1 month.
Yeah.
Because their body can't take it. But how are we surviving? I have seen, madam, some people, they eat only pizzas. They only eat pizzas, cheese and all that. Nothing happens to them. I'm not saying all of you all go and eat. I myself don't eat these things, very rarely. Sometimes, maybe once or twice a year I have them.
Okay.
But for people who are constantly having them, they are okay. They are pushing themselves. Of course, they'll end up with diabetes, obesity, all this hypertension, all those stuff. But still they are pushing on, right? They didn't die. They are still pushing on. But that wouldn't have been the case with our ancestors. So what does this show?
That we are evolving.
Exactly. So our body is also evolving. We are getting used.
Yeah.
Getting used to that kind of pollution. Maybe in the atmosphere, in the soil pollution, air pollution, whatever pollution, water pollution, meat pollution. So nothing, madam, nothing. As long as you properly boil food, boil the chicken or cook it. Biryani, madam. They say, I think a variety, dum biryani.
Yeah.
That is one of the best ways you can have chicken, because it takes a long, slow cook process. All the bacteria get destroyed, all the virus get destroyed, all the hormones, whatever injected, get neutralized.
Okay.
Safely you can have. Only thing, try avoid eating chicken on the roadside and all that, because some places which you can have, but there are some places where they may not clean them properly, or they may not be cooked properly.
Yeah.
Even if they don't clean properly, it's okay, only you'll get that bad stench. But if they are not cooked properly, especially these kebabs, madam, I think you don't know, roadside they'll be putting kebabs. There you should be very careful, because kebab when the chicken is made into kebabs, no, so they are like given exposed to a very high temperature for a very short duration.
Yeah.
So there are chances that, especially when it's bone, no, meat with bones. So next to the bone, if you see those still uncooked, no, that means you are for danger. So avoid that kind of meat.
Okay.
So hope I have clarified, madam.
Definitely, you Guru. I actually wanted you to tell us some tips about how to be safe. Good that you yourself told us about it. So thank you so much for all those valuable inputs. Yeah.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, viewers. Blessings of the universe.